Welcome to the Medium in the Middle podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie, the medium in the middle. On this podcast, I share my journey as a developing psychic medium, as a Reiki master teacher, as an Akashic record practitioner, and anything else that's thrown my way. Hello, Middlers. Welcome to episode 184. My name is Stephanie, and I am the medium in the middle. I'm here with a mediumship story this week, and I've realized that I've been having a lot of mediumship stories that I don't feel comfortable sharing on the podcast, either because they are too personal, too sad, there's a lot of trauma involved. There's a lot of things that you obviously would not want to share on a podcast, even if I change the name, even if I change certain details. Sometimes it's just too much. But this is something that I think is a very special message. I've already posted about this on Instagram, but I didn't really tell the whole story. So I want to tell the whole story here today. But it was just really special. And I'm going to try not to cry during this episode because this has actually been one spirit. I've talked to them multiple times over the past year, and they are just someone that every time I talk to them, I cry. And I used to cry every time I spoke to spirit when I first started, so many years ago now, but it was one of those things. It's like this overwhelming feeling of emotion. So because I'm an empath and I can feel people's emotions, I feel the person who's past emotions. And if you remember from the beginning of the podcast, I would cry. Like I would cry during the whole reading, or I would burst out into tears before I could even get to the reading, or I would be crying and people are like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Oh no, this is your loved one." So I've learned how to stop doing that because you can't cry whenever you're delivering mediumship messages, and it takes time to learn how to be like, okay, I can tell that you're sad, but I'm not going to bawl my eyes out for 20 minutes. But this spirit, every single time I've been treating his partner that has been coming in, I literally cry. In silence, I've gotten good at crying in silence because her eyes are closed and I'm crying. And I've even said to her, I'm like, "I'm so sorry that I cry every time I work on you. Like, I don't know if you can hear me, but the emotions are so overwhelming." So if this episode sounds choppy, it's probably because I'm pausing when I'm sniffling. But it's a beautiful message. I know I have to share this one, and I think it's very important for everyone who has someone passed. It was just one of those like bomb drop moments of like, oh yeah, spirit's so smart. And we are so like 2D. Like, sometimes I just feel like life is so like this or that, good or bad, connected or not connected. And we always want more. And it's just so, this was just like, open your mind, open your thoughts, expand. Like, don't think so literal. So I want to share this with you today, and we're going to start off by pulling a card, and I immediately wanted to pull from the Colette Baron Reid Enchanted Map deck. Sometimes when I go to open up the drawer with all my cards in it, I sometimes will just see a color, and the color that I see is the deck. So this time I saw kind of like a dark orange-brown color. I was like, ooh, I need to use the Colette deck. I see like the pink and purple. That is the Rebecca Campbell deck. And if I see more gold and blue, that's the Kyle Gray deck. So just be mindful of how your intuition sends you messages. I don't see colors very often, but when I do, I would pay attention. So I was shuffling, and this card flipped over for you guys. Card 29, coming to life. Something beautiful is being born in your life. When you look at your life, can you see how you've grown and evolved over time? Perhaps you shed skins and identities and created new ones, or at the very least, matured in your ideas about yourself and the world you inhabit. You know things take time, and Spirit's timetable is rarely in sync with your own. This card indicates that a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of life. You must try not to coax it along or shape it according to your desires. Spirit knows the best form for the manifestations of this dream, and your life can become even better than you could have possibly imagined. Now is the time for reverence and awe. Allow the contours of your path to be carved by the hands of the divine. All you have to do is show up. Ooh, card 29, coming to life. I like that little positive card. I can't believe we're coming to the end of August. Ay, ay, ay. Where did the summer go? Today it was slightly cold in Banff and raining, and I was taking Arch out, and it was raining pretty hard. And I was just thinking, like, so it begins, the cold mornings, taking Arch for his morning potty. But I hope we get like another week of summer. I feel like we didn't get the heat this year, in Banff at least. I just need a little bit more sun before I am fully ready for fall. I love fall. It is my favorite season of them all, and not because it's my birthday, but I just love fall, and it smells good, and you get to wear warm clothes, and it's like the perfect weather. But in Banff, we only get fall for literally 2 weeks. It goes from like warm, then it gets cold, and then it just snows, and then it's over. There's like a very small window of like, there's some really good fall hiking you can do. So my goal this year is to see the larches. I've missed them before because I'm always working and you literally have like a few days to go. So I'm going to see the larches this year. I'm saying it out loud so that it comes to fruition. So for this week's announcements, Reiki trainings, the next Reiki level 2 is September 9th and 10th. That one still has a few spots left. If you are my Reiki student and it's been 21 days since your course, you can join that one. The next Reiki level 1 with space in it is September 30th and October 1st. And that will be the October training. October is very busy. It's my birthday weekend. And then there's the 2 Banff wellness retreats. And there will be a Reiki level 2 in October. So if you're waiting for Reiki level 1 in October, that is the one, September 30th and October 1st. The next one after that will be in November. We are getting towards the end of the year. And I'm going to say this on the podcast to set my intention to the world. I do a goal setting workshop every year in December. That will be coming back, don't you worry. But I always like think that in like October is when I actually should have been doing my business goals and planning. So I am planning a business focused 2024 planning in October. So it's going to be a meeting in the middle. It's probably going to be between 2 and 3 hours. I haven't laid out the whole structure of it yet. But we're going to have big focus on Q1 and Q2. What are you doing for your business at the beginning of the new year? You need to plan it before December and before January. So a good time to do it is in October when you still have time to prep for January. So I need to do it and I know you need to do it. So we are making it a workshop and I'm going to give you all my biggest tips and tricks in that. So I'm saying this on the podcast to make sure that I launch this on my website coming soon. I don't know if it'll be out right away, but you can just know that it's coming. And also, I know it's far away, but just to put it in your mind, I will be running my business mastermind again in January, the Midler Mastermind. So that will be coming back. We did a 6-month business growth focus, and we're going to do it again because it was really, really good. And I think business owners need this. So just some things coming down the pipeline. But that's all I have for you now. Stay tuned for when all those fun things launch. So I'm going to tell this story and try not to cry, become overwhelmed by emotion. But it has a very, very important message. So this podcast is called You'll See Me in Blue for a reason. I already have goosebumps. And it was a lesson for me with mediumship as well, to just say what you get what every mediumship teacher is always saying. Say what you get. Stop interpreting it. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop trying to think about it in your head. Just say it. So I had someone come to see me who had their partner pass away very tragically. And every time she's come to see me, he's come through. So I've talked to him multiple times since his passing. And it was a time before she was going away to Mexico. And he was like showing me like water, like the ocean. He was showing me blue. He was showing me like a bunch of things. And I was like, okay, this is all very basic because she's going to Mexico. So of course there will be water and a boat and blue. And I just kept hearing, you'll see me in blue. You'll see me in blue. And me and my brain were like, what does that mean? Let me understand this. Let me interpret it. Blue the water. Is blue the ocean? Is she going to see a blue boat? Is something blue going to have, like, what does that mean? So eventually, near the end of the session, I finally just said, I was like, listen, I don't know what this means. I don't know if it's the ocean. I don't know if it's the water. I don't know if it's a boat. But he's saying you'll see me in blue. And she was like, oh, that's interesting, because she had just had a necklace made out of his ashes, and it was blue. So it was this giant blue circle on a necklace, and she like took it out from underneath her shirt, and she was like, oh, like this is it. Like, this is probably what he's talking about, because this is blue. And I was like, oh, sneaky, sneaky. I was like, yeah, that probably is what it is. Like, cool. What a nice message. And it was just like, okay, yeah, you'll see me in blue. You have a blue necklace. Got it. So then she came back months later. And again, I start hearing, you'll see me in blue. And I was thinking, he said this already. Why is he saying it again? And same thing. I was getting the same images of water, the sky, the ocean. And again, she was going somewhere where there would be all these things. And I was like, is this just like a generic water, ocean, sky? Like, I don't get it. And then he said, you'll see me in blue everywhere, like the ocean. And then I thought to myself, is this a metaphor? And he was like, yes. And I was like, oh. I was like, you'll see me in blue. Like I'm everywhere. Like I'm everything. Everything is blue. The ocean is blue. The sky is blue. The clouds can be blue. Like, you know, they're white on a blue sky. When you look out the window, what do you see? Blue. Like even the mountains look blue here in Banff. Like it's rock and it's gray with the green trees, but they look blue. Right now the sky is blue. And it was just like, oh my gosh, Spirit is so much smarter than us. He's saying, you'll see me in blue. I am everywhere. I am everything. My soul is always with you. Because again, she was traveling. And it's this idea of like, no matter where you go, I'm with you. No matter what you're looking at, I'm there. No matter, pause for tears. No matter what you're looking at, it's my soul. And it was so profound in that moment of like, of course you're sitting here telling me you're everything. You're everywhere. You will be everywhere. You're in everything. You'll always be with her. You'll like everything that obviously we want to hear. And it was just such a beautiful message and just a beautiful way to deliver it of like, I am blue. I am everything and everywhere. And I'll always be with you. And then I was talking out this whole process with her. I'm like, he's saying he's blue again. He's showing me an ocean again. Is this a metaphor? She's like, it might be a metaphor. I'm like, it is a metaphor. Now he's saying this. Now he's saying this. And my eyes were welling up and my whole body had tingles and I could barely say what he was saying because I was choking up. But I was like, this is so profound and so perfect and so beautiful. And it's just so simple. And it's, you'll see me in blue. Like, that's it. That's all he had to say. And it was everything. Anyways, I was buzzing for a long time. And it was such a beautiful experience. I wanted to share it on Instagram. And then I got in my own head about how this isn't my story to tell. and that I shouldn't be sharing this beautiful, like, intimate moment on Instagram, and like, how dare I want to share this. But I was like, no, but it means so much. Like, it's not about, again, him specifically. It's about the message that he said. It's about the way that he said it. It's about the metaphor of I am everywhere. I am everything. Like, I will always be. It's like the soul metaphor of it. So I typed out this whole Instagram post, and I picked out this photo of the mountains where everything looks blue. And I was like, no, I can't post it. So I went and I had a shower. And while I was in the shower, something fell out of the shower. And I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just get it when I get out of the shower. But the weird thing was, my dog, Archie, started barking like crazy when this thing fell. So like a bottle or something fell out of the shower. I was washing my hair or doing whatever. And I just hear Archie like going nuts, like, like someone was there. I was like, there's no knock at the door. There was no nothing. I was like, Archie was sleeping before this. Like, he was barking so much to the point that I like stuck my head out of the shower curtain, and I was like, Archie, like, stop. It's fine. No one's here. No one's at the door. Like, take it easy. And then I get out of the shower to see what fell. So I open the shower curtain, and what's on the floor? A bottle. It's a white bottle with a blue top. And I laughed. And I said, okay, his name. I was like, I'll post it. Thank you for the sign. I'll see you in blue. I just opened my eyes, and my water bottle is blue today too. So I was like, okay, that was the sign. That was like the blue bottle falling out of my shower, plus Archie going nuts over it. Like, that was just weird that like things drop all the time. Archie doesn't care. He sleeps most of the time. And it was just a sign of, yes, post it. Like, say the story, share the message. So I've been wanting to make a podcast episode about it. I just had to like be able to say the story. There's some mediumship stories that I like actually can't repeat them because, yeah, they're very emotional, or they're very personal, or I feel uncomfortable sharing it on podcasts. Like, it's just not appropriate. Not every story is to be shared. The ones that I can share, obviously I will. But that's also why I've moved away from telling mediumship stories, because sometimes it's not mine to share, but sometimes it is. And this time it was. So just a reminder from your loved ones. You'll see them in blue. They are everywhere. They are everything. Just so beautiful. And also a reminder that spirit is so smart and intelligent, and they just know what we need to hear. And just, I know I've said this before, but just a reminder that they are smarter than us. They know what's up. They know what's going on. They know what we need. They know when to come in. Yeah. So I want to share that story with you guys here on the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, subscribe. I release new episodes every Wednesday. If you also have a moment, I would love and appreciate a rating and a review. It really helps me out in the podcast world to help this little podcast grow and reach new ears. Send this to someone who maybe needs a little reminder that spirit is around and everywhere. But until next Wednesday, Middlers, when I see you in your ears, I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye, everybody.